Okay, so it's part 2 of making my sister's model train tunnel. So right now we're in the carving part, and in order to do that we have to start by marking out exactly what we want to cut away. So I'm using a long hot wire tool head in order to get those lines carved out. I'll also use this piece to make some detail marks later on. Gotta make sure that I have my design out, so let's see how this keeps going. Now, I don't know if you've driven through the mountains and you've seen where the rock on the side of the road has been blown out by dynamite. But what happens there is that you get this smooth-faced rock with these like almost perfect half circles carved into the face. And so to help with the forced perspective, that's what I'm doing on the edge of this. So I have a nice barrier wall to put all my normal sized people so that you have a scale for the forced perspective going back. Like I mentioned in the first video, the forced perspective is really what's going to make this tunnel. Since it can't be perfectly to scale, it needs to be designed just so you have the illusion of it being to scale. So what I'm doing here is I'm just taking a pencil and reminding myself of the design and their perspective. What I'm trying to do here is find the widest part of the mountain so that I don't accidentally cut it. This is what's going to sell the illusion of the mountains being bigger than they actually are. I'm also using the scrap pieces of foam that I'm cutting out to help augment the shape. That's really the benefit of working with organic shapes, is you can really just kind of put things on together and it will somehow look right, though you still want to maintain the integrity of the shape so that it's a recognizable image. That's why I'm taking the detailed engraver head and again reminding myself of where my lines are. with the long pieces I cut out, I'm now able to make a kind of wall. So you have the foreground and the background. And everything on the foreground will be to scale for the train and the rest of the setup, while the background will be much, much smaller. Again, this is all to help sell the illusion of forced perspective. That's the key word here, forced perspective. So it's important to remember when you're doing a project like this how crucial trial and error is. I mean, I'm still learning these skills myself, so a lot of experimentations are going on, a lot of revisions are going on, but hopefully so really what all we artists can do is just try stuff, hope for the best, and if it doesn't work out, start over. Just paint over it and start over. It'll all work out in the end. Hopefully now you can see the first mountain. I've already carved out the second mountain on the other side, so you'll see that in just a minute once it's time to turn it around.
I know we can't ignore it, no matter how hard we try. And I'm gonna chase it, and I'm gonna chase it. I know we can't ignore it, no matter how hard we try. Fire in the veins, I fight to gain, breaking all the rules to keep me sane.
Alright, now it's time to put on the base paint. So the foam is kind of like a sponge, especially with paint. So we have to seal it with glue. So I'm using a mixture of Mod Podge and black paint, not only to seal up the foam so that I can paint it without wasting copious amounts of paint, and also to save time and go ahead and put the base paint on, so that in the next part I can just get going. back side of the tunnel flat, not only because I know this is going to be up against the wall and I wanted to save time and not have to cut even more mountains, but also because I'm going to put a nice little message on the back for my sister and her husband. So that side is completely done and ready for the next stage, and now so it's on to the front and actually painting the mountains. So now that the majority of the paint is on, you can go in with a detailing brush and get all the little nicks and crannies that the wide brush couldn't get to. And this is probably where you have to be the most patient and just let your OCD gremlin take over. I know all artists have them. Don't be ashamed of it. It's necessary. Alright, and there you go. Your mountain is shaped, your base coat is on, the foam is sealed, and you're ready to start the fun parts, bringing it to life. See you later in part 3.